What's up, guys? We're here. Welcome back to the channel. We're back with another Arc Raiders video. We got some more long form content coming, guys, but a lot of it has been on the shorts and the TikTok, so be sure to check those out. Like and comment, all that great stuff. I really do appreciate the support switching into a game like Arc Raiders. Now, today's video is going to be talking about the upcoming projects for the Expedition. Okay, the Expedition is the wipe mechanic in the game. So for a lot of people who don't understand how this works, I'm going to explain it to you, give you some tips, give you some ideas, and then talk about some of the things the devs have actually talked to us about with regards to Expedition. So Expedition is Arc Raiders' version of a wipe, or like a seasonal reset, similar to Escape from Tarkov. Every 3-4 months, sometimes it's longer, sometimes it's shorter, but on average it's every 3 to 4 months, where Tarkov would wipe the game. Every single person would start from scratch, and that's it. It would all be done and over with, right? You would start brand new. They would implement some changes, balance changes, new stuff to the game, etc. And all of this would be completely reset, and everybody's back on an equal playing field. Arc Raiders kind of took that idea and made it into Expedition, and this is where it's different because it's completely optional. I made a couple clips talking about Expedition and just kind of explaining the rough around the edges parts of it, and we got a lot of questions about what it actually means, so we're gonna kind of just break it down. It is 100% optional, meaning you do not have to do this. However, Arc Raiders, the developers at Embark, are incentivizing you to actually do this reset. So expeditions are perilous. Your raider will carry over all of their possessions into an unknown beyond the Rust Belt. In return, your next raider gains a unique edge that lasts until the next expedition departs. So you can choose when you want to, or not when, but you can choose if you want to wipe your character or not. Now, with that said, the wipe is going to happen at a certain time that they're going to release to us. I believe that the first chance to be able to wipe your character is going to be next month in December. So if you guys have been following along in expeditions or want to start now is definitely the time. So you're going to be able to reset your raider, start brand new. Now, what this means is you will no longer have an inventory. Everything will be gone. You'll have, I think you keep some coins, but maybe your coins reset. I'll go into that in just a second. And then all of your skill tree points reset. So if you do not want to reset all this, it's perfectly fine, but just know that you will have to reset these, right? Now, with that said, it's not all for naught. You are going to be able to get some bonuses. So if we go here to the projects, we hit R about expeditions. This is what it's going to break down. This is what's going to be reset: stash, upgrade, progress, inventory items, blueprints, coins, player level, skill points, raider den, workshop, and quests. So all of this is going to be reset, and you're going to start over. What's going to be kept is all the maps you unlock. So you're going to be able to go to all the maps that you've done. Unlocked workshop stations. So this one, what I believe this means is if you go to your workshop, my gunsmith is level 3. Okay, my gunsmith is level 3, but it's going to reset. So I think I have to unlock it for the very first time again. And once it's unlocked, it will be at level 3 for the expedition itself. So that way you're just already at level 3. Codex entries, raider tokens. So all of these are going to be reset, or I think it's just these. Active leaderboard, so from the trials, your trial stuff will be reset. Cosmetics that are going to be kept. Your active leaderboard is going to be kept. Your tokens will be kept. So all this stuff up here. Personal event progress, bonus skill points earned from expeditions and slots. So in addition to this, rewards and buffs. So here is the bread and butter of why expedition is going to be so important and why I suggest that you do it. Completing an expedition gives your new raider long-lasting advantages, which means you keep them no matter what. So these include XP gain, extra scrappy materials, increased weapon repairs, and more stash pace. You also earn bonus skill points based on the value of items and stash upon departure. So you're going to be able to eventually get enough skill points. You're going to be able to max out all your skills at some point, maybe down the road, after 10, 20 expeditions. I don't know how many skill points that we're going to get. I also don't know how much the XP gain is or the extra scrappy materials, but you're going to get all this, or the stash space, but you're going to get all of these bonus, so you're incentivized to actually make it worth your while. Now, in addition to this point right here, you earn bonus skill points based on the value of items in your stash upon departure. What I do want to highlight here is a video by Cloud Playas. Big shout out to him. This is from one of the devs that you can actually join in the actual Discord, which you can do through the game. Lily is one of the developers and was asked a question about the do you know if the cash coins are counting towards the project expedition stash value, or if it's safe to just sell them, right? So what he is asking is talking about, is the items that is in my stash, as well as this number here, my coins, does this contribute to the rewards that I get, like my skill points, when I go to do the expedition and reset my character? So she goes on to say, yes, skill points are rewarded based on stash plus wallet at the time of departure. So with that said, from one of the lead developers on the game, what I would highly suggest that you guys do if you are interested in doing expedition is to get your stash value up like crazy. Get these coins up like crazy. For the longest time, I just kept hovering around, 100,000 coins, but like last night, I went from 100,000 coins to 600,000 coins in just a few hours, maybe less, because I was just farming. So I highly suggest that you guys go out and farm and get this stash, your coins up, as well as your stash value. Now, the only thing that is hard to determine is what is exactly your stash value and what it's worth. However, what I would suggest that you do is just base it off of the sell value of a lot of these things. So like your queen reactors, your purple items, guns, right, the shields, like a lot of this stuff that is meant to be very, very valuable for like upgrading and converting things into money or parts. I would highly suggest you get a bunch of those and just farm those like crazy if you are going to be doing expedition. So that's what I'm currently working on right now. I'm trying to get as many guns or good guns, I should say. And then a lot of like the queen reactors, the matriarch reactors, a lot of these purple items, farming the big guys, and just overall selling a bunch of stuff to get a bunch of coins. I think the coins are going to be a little bit more valuable because it's going to be hard to get a lot of these items. But if you can get a lot of coins from farming, then I highly suggest that you guys do that. Now, with that said, let's go back over to projects and let's go in here. Now, there is 6 total stages, but you're only going to go through the first 5 stages, with the 6th stage is going to be when you actually take the expedition to where you can reset your character, which will be released in a timed window from the developers. So when December comes, it's going to be like, hey, through December, as an example, like 21st to 30th or whatever, like that's going to be the time that you can depart your character and reset. So this is how it's going to be. There is no exact time frame as far as when the next expeditions will be, or if they're going to be every 3 months. I haven't asked. I don't know. If somebody does know, please let me know down in the comments. But you are going to be going through the loaded stages of the expedition, where you're going to have to be required to get a bunch of items. So let's load this up. So on the projects, there's 5 different stages, with the 6th stage being able to do your departure. So here's all the quick reference that you guys are going to need. So shout out to Arc Raiders on subreddit for all this. So part 1 is 150 metal parts, 200 rubber parts, 80 arc alloy, and 15 steel springs. At this point in the game, if you've been farming and just playing naturally in the game, even if you're not a tryhard, you should be able to put these in. Now, keep in mind that this expedition doesn't open until you hit level 20. But the stage 1, you should have by the time you hit level 20. If you are out of all of these parts, I highly suggest that you're just scrapping so many things, because that's what I was doing up until I got like way past level 20. I was almost level 40 before I was really like low on any of these items. And even if you just upgrade Scrappy, you should be able to get these absolutely no problem. Stage 2 is a little bit harder. Wires are super easy to get. Electrical components are easy to get. The durable cloths you can craft, those were a little bit harder to find, but if you do focus, you can get these. And cooling fans, just loot any electrical buildings. I highly suggest the one in Dem Battlegrounds. For these, after I started just farming there, after a few raids, I got all 5 and it was easy peasy. Part 3 is actually a little hard. Okay, 1 Exodus module is very easy to get. 20 sensors, also easy, and 30 batteries. The difficult one is finding 5 light bulbs. This is a trinket item. I highly suggest that you go to Stella Montis. I found all 5 in a matter of 4 raids when I was farming at Stella Montis, so this was super easy. Otherwise, what I would suggest that you guys do is you go over to Dem Battlegrounds and you just loot all of the like hotel buildings up here. Those have a crap ton of trinket items. You can also go to Buried City and loot the Plaza Rosa. You can also loot the item here as well as the building across, which I've made shorts on. For all of those are all very strong areas to loot for getting light bulbs, and then after that you should be good. Part 4, which is the one that I'm currently excuse me, part 4. Again, advanced electrical components, magnetic accelerators, both easy, they're craftable. Leaper pulse units, super easy. You just got to kill 3 leapers and you should get it. I don't think there was one time that I didn't kill a leaper and didn't get one, but if you happen to, just kill a couple more and you should be good to go. The one that's tough is the humidifiers. Again, I suggest that you farm any commercial building as well as like the hotel areas. I went there on Dem Battlegrounds and was able to get humidifiers there. You could also check like probably some of the areas on Salamantis, because humidifiers are also very common there that I found. So check those 2 maps. Now, the last one, which is the one that I'm on now currently, is going to be the hardest one. So if you're not up to this stage, what I would suggest is stashing and filling up your inventory as much as possible. So the first one is combat items, okay? I have this max, so this is going to include guns, grenades, anything like that to level these ups. So all you're going to do is just take guns, sacrifice them to this combat items. Getting 250,000 is pretty easy if you just find a bunch of guns. Gun parts, grenades, pretty easy. Next one is survival items. This one is by hard the hardest because a lot of these do not give a lot of points. However, the easiest way to get this to 100,000 is literally just come into your workshop and just craft level 1 MK looting MK1s and just sacrifice them, right? Like 6 plastic parts and 6 rubber parts is super easy. You're just going to come back in. I just craft those like here and there as I'm playing. And then you can come in here and just kind of get rid of these. And see, like I went up only 2,270, but over time, you're just casually playing and just sacrificing those. It's the easiest way to do it. Provisions, this one was difficult. Again, you're going to go to all the places that give you trinkets. This also includes plants as well as keys. So the trinkets are the easiest ones to sell and they give the most value on here. So again, go to those areas that I mentioned earlier in the video so you'll be able to get a bunch of trinkets to sacrifice to the provisions. Materials, this one is super easy. This is going to include any of these items here. So any of your reactors, any of the combat complex gun parts, any of these materials they can craft within the game, any of them will contribute to that project. And it makes it very easy. This is probably one of the easiest ones in the game to do besides combat items. Now I'm almost done. I've just been slow rolling it. But I'm almost done with this and then I will be ready for Expedition and I will be good to go. So yeah, guys, that's everything that I have on Expedition. I really hope this helps you guys out and better understand what this is. And if you guys have any questions, please let me know down in the comments. I will try to respond to all of them to help you guys better understand expeditions in the game. So yeah, like the video, comment. I'll see you guys in the next one. Be safe, have fun, and as always, stay gaming. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.